Yeah. Oh, we're opposing forces here. I'm also wearing blue. In case
Notice what I'm wearing tonight for our theme?
Oh, wild women. That you are very just you're all together tonight. I, on the other hand, am all discombobulated.
Tonight.
Tonight's the night. So here's to a fun night.
Yes.
A wild night, and a wild night with women. We want women. Hi, Brendan and Eric. First, whoa, he is like an intel.
I've asked my gentleman on YouTube.
Yes.
To invite women to our weekly shows.
Yes. Invite your women.
You know, because what we do and our story that we have to share is really an inspiration to women, especially women who are younger or even around our age who are newly single or struggling to feel good about themselves.
Yes.
Or, you know, all those things that we can support them. We can give them whatever we got,
From wherever you are, even if it's Negril.
Yeah.
What's up, YouTubers? Joe Jude, your live channel rocks. Kick out the creepy lady, though. What? Which creepy lady? We were looking for creepy ladies, by the way. If you find any, let me know. Elizabeth, hello. We got a woman, Elizabeth. Yes, we are looking for some chicks from Chicas. What else?
Yeah. We want more women.
And Mr. Dr. Good Helmet, what up with you?
So Randy says that he feels like he's undateable right now because, and he's not sure why, he's had asked a number of women out, and he always gets some kind of excuse. He's divorced. He's 58 years old. So
okay, Randy.
So here comes Karen.
Yeah, Randy. What have you tried as far as like online dating services?
Okay.
So I would start with that.
Yeah. How are you meeting these women? That would be a good.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, it's literally impossible to meet anybody unless you're, I don't know,
and then,
an environment work-wise or something.
Another gentleman he's dated a woman.
Why are you calling them gentlemen? They may not be gentlemen.
Well, these guys are because I've known.
Because you know them, okay.
These are gentlemen.
All right.
He's dated. He's 32 and she's 49. So.
Oh, there you go.
He's dated his own cougar.
I love it. Cougars roar. By the way. I'm not to get political, but I'm wearing blue. I'm just going to say that I promised if Joe Biden wins that I will twerk, and I promise to keep my promise. I will twerk. I've already given a preview on TikTok, so if you
twerk for Biden.
And parent, will you also twerk, Nancy?
Me?
Yes.
No, I don't twerk.
You don't twerk. Will you do anything since Biden won? Like would you give a cheer? Would you give a toast?
Stand on my head.
You stand on your head? You can do a headstand. Of course you can do. Why am I surprised? Why am I not surprised? This girl, by the way, is like a yoga expert. She's a yogi. I'm a beginner / intermediate yogi, even though I've been doing it for like 15 years. Anyway, I would like to say
all these people join me in Jamaica. Next June, I will do a headstand at 3 in the morning on a paddleboard out in the ocean naked.
Oh, did you hear this? You have an opportunity to see Nancy, who's got a bang-up body, I might add, naked if you go to Jamaica with her. And the group is called, you find it on Instagram, Exotic Lifestyle Events. Or just look at her website or anything like that, or her Instagram. It's everywhere. SC Guy, I'm in love with my wonderful and beautiful and loving mom, Maureen. Aw, that's so nice. What a tribute. Get Maureen on here, will you please?
All right. So Randy says meeting on dating sites, from work, stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Those are good opportunities. It only takes one, Randy, and right now a lot of people are having difficulties, so I wouldn't judge by right now. It sounds like you're a nice guy, and you'll find somebody. Just don't be so hard on yourself. And if you're by yourself, there's advantages. So especially right now, a lot of people are having difficulties living with. I talked to 3 friends today, all in relationships, living with their men, and they're like, "Whoa, this is not the easiest thing." So be happy you're by yourself. Sometimes it's not a bad plan. Anyway,
he is a gentleman.
I knew you'd be a gentleman. So we also have lots of questions here. I forgot to share with you, and I thought we would go through them because they're going to be so. The questions are more entertaining than our answers. Here's the first one. Oh, make sure, Nancy, put your head up so that they can see your head because it'll cover your head. Can you scoot up or down or show some cleavage, something?
I'll put my chin on it.
She looks like Humpty Dumpty now. If you could get your head, what did you do last time? You did something so you were up higher.
Well, I think you put it up for a second and then you just took it down.
Okay, so here's the question: are condoms really necessary, or raw is best thing? And I know that both Nancy and I are going to. How did I get that? Oh, here we go. I think we're unanimous in saying 100% you need to wear condoms. I'll just say, speak for myself. Wear a fucking condom. Done. Case closed.
I think if you're in a relationship with somebody,
that's different.
And you've established some boundaries, and you both are getting tested regularly, there's probably some room for maneuvering that.
Right.
But
if it's a new relationship, I want. When I first started dating any of the guys that I've been with, especially not especially, but for example, my boyfriend, I had to see written tests. I didn't want to even hear possibility. I needed to see it in writing before there was no condoms. There has to be condoms, and we're not even talking about for pregnancy. I'm talking about that, of course, is important, but I'm talking about for STDs and now for COVID. You just got to wear a condom. Even Dr. Ruth just said it the other day.
Wear a condom.
Or wear one of these. A Kotecha. This is a Kotecha. My father brought this back for me. Isn't that nice of him? I forgot what country it was from, but they have a giant one of them. I only got a medium-sized one. This is supposed to protect the gentleman's penis from I don't know what, but I thought I'd just share my Kotecha.
You're supposed to put it inside. Put it inside. Put your penis inside.
You put your penis in there. Now just you walk around with it dangling around, and you introduce yourself to your little friend. Now I just might add something else about this Kotecha. This is going to be a lot more uncomfortable than a condom. So just be happy if you all you have to do is wear a condom. Just thought I'd share that Kotecha with you guys because you are my special favorite people here.
A little feedback from Randy on the advice. He goes, "That's all I hear is you'll find someone."
I know, but it's
hard to hear.
But it is hard to hear that you'll find someone. But I'm also saying if you don't find someone, you're going to be okay as well. I found, and this is true for myself and for other people, that when you stop looking and stop being so focused on that, you will meet somebody. And also think about who you are looking at for potential mates, because it could be that you only are looking for a specific type, and that might not be the right thing for you. You should open yourself out to all different types of shapes, sizes, races, religions, colors, creeds, whatever. Just open up your boundaries a little. Randy, are you only going after a certain type of woman? Maybe that woman isn't the best fit for you. I'd say open your boundaries. Open it up. What do you think about it?
Yeah. I think if you have a type and you're trying to fit, if you've created a box for a person that you want, and you're not open to meeting new people and expanding that, chances are that whoever would fit in that box isn't the right one for you anyway.
You hear that?
So I think when you're trying to swim upstream, if you keep getting beat back by the stream, maybe just turn around and go down the other way.
or maybe switch off to the side, either side,
Right.
Don't just stick in the same stream. Elizabeth, why?
Don't just dip in the same kind of stream. There we go.
Elizabeth says we do need more women in here. Am I really the only one with you ladies? Elizabeth, as far as I know, unfortunately, yes. Well, I guess my age qualifies me as a cougar. I'm not currently dating anyone younger than me. Elizabeth, are you dating anybody? And do you have any questions or comments for the gentleman Randy here who said he can't seem to find anybody? Well said,
Would Elizabeth like to meet Randy?
Elizabeth, would you like to meet Randy? He's a really nice guy. Jonathan,
Maybe
Karen.
we'll start a matchmaking service.
This is a matchmaking service, Elizabeth. He said he's the same age, I guess, 50s. I guess my age qualifies.
Yep, it's pretty.
Let's see. Jonathan saying, Karen, what do you think of Trump basis accusations, liberal conspiracy to steal the election? Well, I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. That's what we both think about it. I think that's the biggest crock of shit. And this Van Jones, he said it so eloquently. The way Trump was so racist when what he just said about the two, I know one state was Michigan. He was saying that people in Detroit are basically thieves and immoral and cheat. I just was, wow. I was so upset. He was practically in tears. I mean, geez, I don't even know where to begin. Anyway, we're not going to go down there, right? Let's go back to our questions. Here we go. Here's a question. Your favorite holiday? This is a good question. Thank you, Guzman, who I think. On YouTube, what's your favorite holiday? Elizabeth, what's your favorite holiday? Sid, shout out to gorgeous young lady. We'd like to know your favorite holiday. Do you have a favorite holiday? Hans?
No. Nothing comes to mind. I mean, I enjoy the holidays, but they always seem like so much work.
They're pressure, aren't they?
And pressure. So I like my birthday.
I nearly said, well, since our birthdays are 2 days apart and it's a national holiday, that's what I was going to choose. I was going to choose my birthday. And Mother's Day. I think I'm going to choose Mother's Day since you took our birthday. I'm choosing Mother's Day because my kids take me to a winery. They know me. They know what I like. I like a winery on my birthday where there's loud music playing and we do wine tastings. And I get up and I start dancing. I know you find that very difficult to believe. It's fun. It's absolutely fun. So thank you for that question because I didn't really think about it. But yeah, I think that our birthdays and Mother's Day sound like a good plan. Let's see. Yeah. Here's a question.
When I had little kids, Christmas was fun.
Christmas is fun, or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate. The next question, Elizabeth's turning 44. I do have a question. No matter the age, I have a terrible track record choosing men. How do I figure out if a man is being honest and I find the list? This is good. I'm going to put away the dick question for a minute. Let's go to Elizabeth's question about she's 44 and she's got a terrible track record. Randy, listen up. Elizabeth's 44, terrible track record of picking men that obviously she can't trust. I think that is one of the hardest things to do is to find someone you can trust. I just think it's the first reaction a guy for me, I think the first reaction is that if they think you are going to disagree with them on something or shame them or make them feel bad about something, they're going to lie. So, I mean, if for example, if a guy is not monogamous, he's going to lie if you ask him, so I guess the main thing I would do to get away from being with guys that are like that is to be really open and honest and communicative. That's the only thing I could say. It's tough though, if you just keep going after the wrong dude.
And it takes time to learn to trust somebody. They have to earn your trust.
Like years.
So, honest to God, Mark and I were together 17 years. And I had this epiphany one night in a hot tub where I actually felt in my body that I finally trusted him.
Yeah. I got 5 years to go then.
Yeah. That shocked the hell out of him because he always assumed I trusted him. But he's not lived my past.
Right. That's the thing. And the older you are too, the more shit you've gone through. And Elizabeth, I'm sure you've had many relationships. You're 44. It's really hard to trust when you've had a lot of reasons not to trust.
So I'm a firm believer. I think people have to earn your trust. They have to earn your loyalty. They have to earn your time.
But how does she pick a guy that's going to be trustworthy as opposed to the guys that she's been in the last several years?
Well, then she needs to make a couple of appointments with me because I help her create a list.
All right, Elizabeth, make appointments with Nancy. You can go to her website, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce. Is it your website? Yeah, go to her website, Dr. NSP, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce. She's going to help you cure you of all your bad choices. She's going to give you options.
I'm working with a lot of single people right now.
Yeah.
Partially because this has to have been like the hardest year ever for people who are single.
Yeah.
Because how do you start a relationship?
Right. Well, I also think it's actually good in some ways. And I've been talking about that in my podcast. And you guys all know I do podcasts, Sex Talk with My Mom. You can see in the background here on YouTube. Because my son is single. And we always talk about the fact that he likes it. And I can see why. You start out with a Zoom. You start out with just no sex involved, obviously. Just meeting a person on a Zoom. And there you can see like what is their body language like? What are they saying? Listen to what they're saying. Having really intense, like one-on-one conversation, so you really get to know the person first. I mean, I think that's an advantageous position to be in. Just saying.
I think so too. I think it's had to bring back the idea of courting and writing letters.
Yeah.
In a new age way.
Right.
Where you're having to express yourself and you're having to learn to communicate with another person.
Yeah.
And know what kind of questions to ask them rather than just jumping right into the sex.
Yeah. I would hold off on the sex as long as you can because you can't really go back once you open that Pandora's box. So just.
I was talking to a woman the other day and I said, what we forget about is when we were teenagers or when we had a brand new interaction and we just sat next to each other and your arms accidentally brushed.
Oh God, yeah. Woo!
Yeah, and the electricity that goes through you. I mean, that's like orgasmic energy that you don't have to just go and fuck.
Right.
You can enjoy that for a while.
Right.
And then when they first reach and hold your hand the first time, oh my God, it's like you melt. The first kiss. We need to savor those experiences.
Yeah, those are the best. I mean,
yeah. Mark and I hugged.
Yeah.
We hugged for months before he ever kissed me. Hugged.
I can't say the same for me. I was the opposite. But listen,
he was the first one that I ever did anything that I ever did that with and extended that with. And
hugging is underrated. Kissing is underrated. Kissing is awesome, especially when it's brand new. Here's a question: why women judge me when I tell them I'm attracted to mature women, which is a common problem. We've talked about that last week.
Who are you telling? Who's judging you? Younger women?
No, the older women. Oh, maybe. Oh, why do women judge you when you tell? Oh, so the younger women are judging you. Who gives a shit then? I got to tell you something about people who.
If you're not attracted to younger women, what does it matter?
Exactly.
Repeat after me. What other people think of me.
What other people think of me.
Is none of my business.
Is none of my business.
There you are.
I love that. I fucking love that. I love when people get to the certain point in their life and they're like, you know what? I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Now, myself and Nancy, we're on the freaking internet. We're sharing stuff that we probably would never have shared in our earlier days with even our best friends, right? And we're sharing everything. We're putting our asses out there. So if we can do it, you guys can do it. If we can get online and share our thoughts and beliefs and, just telling stories about what our past mistakes, even if we can do that, then you guys can do that.
Well, we need to start sharing some of the criticisms we get that we have to endure.
Oh, where do I begin?
You've
had criticisms? I've never had any criticisms. No.
Right. Yeah. No.
I got so many criticisms recently. I had an onslaught of criticisms.
So mean.
You know what the thing is? The more that people are mean, the more they're mean to me, the more I either A, block them and don't pay attention to them, or B, go after them because I'm like, this one needs to be taught a lesson. Although most likely they don't get anything.
I wax and wane it. If I'm feeling like a school mark, smack them upside the head.
Yeah, if I feel like I'm in the mood to teach, I will teach. Because sometimes, and I get, like, I've had people somehow found my phone number on the internet, and I made it, that freaked me out. And and started asking me questions, and, wanted to show them dick pictures and stuff like that. And I said, listen, I could hang up right now and dial have the police involved for harassment or whatever, but I think you're probably a nice person and don't realize because you're poorly educated how offensive it is that you're doing this. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to apologize to me. And guess what? Apologized. I promptly blocked him anyway. But yeah, it is totally uncool to do that. Anyway.
Totally uncool. So one of my gentlemen says, hurt people hurt others. And that's true.
That's true too. You're right.
But we can only take so much of that being in the media world, we don't really enjoy that. And so for people to think that we're asking for it, no, nobody asks for that. We're here to help.
Yeah.
Honest God.
We're here to help.
We're here to inspire and help. We're not making any money doing this tonight. We're here out of the kindness of our hearts.
I don't know if you guys can hear this, but we're here out of the kindness of our hearts. And we are also here to entertain you. Elizabeth saying, I love that. Thank you. Oh, yeah, more shit all the time. Yep. Let's see. Brendan, if you want to see Nancy, she's on Instagram right now and also on her YouTube page.
YouTube, yeah.
And I thank you for the compliments. Here we go. Question from Gustavo. We've never gotten this question before. I jest. The question is, what is our favorite sexual position? Do you have a favorite sexual position, Nancy, or does it change and like the wind?
I like them all.
She said she likes them all. There's sometimes I don't like certain positions. I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't like certain positions. Sometimes in the mood to experiment, I like different positions. But sometimes I just like, if you got something going in a certain dance, sometimes I'd like to just go with the dance.
Yeah, I mean, sex is a dance, so you're dancing with this person. So the stronger a partner is and the more they can move you around and kind of reposition you, Just want to know the truth.
All right.
Kind of let you into that one, didn't I?
Yeah, here we go. All right, next question. What is something fun to do on a first date or when you are in a relationship? So what's a fun thing to do?
A first date. I think obviously you have to find out what you have in common, but I think it's fun to turn somebody on to something that maybe they've never done before. So if you've never, gone, if you're in a city and you've never gone to the, the top of a building and watch the sunset, or ridden on the subway, or gone for a walk in the mountains, or something like I had something kind of different that you could kind of turn somebody onto that's doesn't cost a lot.
Right. That's what I was going to say. I think you don't want to make it something that costs a lot of money at first, because I had a friend, all she wants to do is go out with someone's going to take her out to a nice dinner, and you know what? It really fucks everything up when that's all you want, If it's all you want is a nice dinner, I'd rather eat McDonald's, and go watch the sunset at the top of the building, then I mean, just be creative. Be creative. Here's another question.
Well, and I think you're on a date. You're trying to you're trying to find out about the other person and what blows their skirt up, but you're also.
Did you hear that? What blows her skirt up?
Yeah, you're trying to share with them what blows your skirt up. So
yeah,
you want to invite them. Like if you haven't, your person you're dating's never gone bowling, invite them bowling. Go do something fun.
Do something fun. Do something where you're interacting in that. Like, I don't recommend seeing a movie. I don't even, on a first date, I don't even recommend, I don't remember, I love concerts. I mean, I literally thrive. That's my happy place, but I wouldn't even recommend that on a first date. And early relationship, yeah, for sure. I think that's my happy place when I'm over in those concerts. But if it's like a first date, I want to get to know the person, to talk to the person, and really understand who the person is. And you can't really do that if you're, if too much else is interfering, especially when I'm a little ADD, so I can't focus that much on conversation if there's too much going on.
Yeah. Squirrels.
Here's a question from Arun. Is it important to satisfy mature women orally? How about this? Yes.
Well, I think it's important to satisfy your partner.
Yeah, or make sure that
find out what your partner likes.
Yes, that's super.
Into oral, and just
that's true. Sure I shouldn't say yes.
You're into oral, and somebody who's isn't.
That's a good. You're right. You're right. I apologize. That is not necessarily the answer that I meant. If your partner is experimental and is into oral, then you should try to satisfy her if she wants you to satisfy her with oral. But that could be a part of a whole buffet of things to do.
Yeah, it's a buffet.
It's a buffet.
Sex is so much more than
penetration.
Just, putting a penis in a vagina, or putting a penis in a mouth, or putting a penis in a butt, or
or putting a penis in. What about putting a penis in the coteca? It's more than that too.
Shove it up a coteca.
Shove your coteca where you didn't know. What we're trying to say is that every woman is a snowflake. Just like every guy doesn't like their dick stroked a certain way.
Right.
Everybody likes something different, and it could, wax and wane from one time to the next. So the most important thing I could tell you from experience is listening, observing and listening, yes. Communicating. All these things are the most important thing if you really want to be good in bed. That's my idea.
Well, and as the receiver, it's imperative that you give some signals of what you like.
Right.
You don't just lay there and do the porn moan. Oh.
What kind of porn are you listening to? Oh.
all porn.
It sounds like a sea lion porn.
Well, if you listen to most of them, it's like a soundtrack that they just replay.
Yeah. Don't get your education from sea lions or porn.
No, not from sea lions.
Anyway, yeah, I think if you can really focus on her and ask her what she likes, you're gonna have it all. Let's see.
Yeah. Find out what you both like. Share it.
Share it, baby. Share the love. You won't be able to satisfy someone unless you know what they like to be satisfied with. And also,
the sexiest thing on the earth is knowing what your partner likes. Because then you've got the keys, If you keep it a mystery as to what your partner likes or wants, you're preventing them from knowing how to please you.
It's funny that you say that, because I wrote an article about training your lover like the way you do a puppy. To me, you don't want the opposite, which is you're with a lover and you're faking an orgasm just because you want to get sex over with. That means that every time the guy did something to you and he thinks that that's what you wanted, you're training him
Right.
the wrong thing. So if the guy thinks that you love to have your nipples bitten and you hate that, but you're just moaning and groaning so it could be over with, you're teaching him to bite your nipples every time, and you don't like that. So
Exactly.
don't ever fake an orgasm if you're a woman. And if you're a guy,
No.
make sure you ask her what she likes and don't just assume because your last girlfriend liked to have her nipples bitten that your current girlfriend likes her nipples bitten. I don't know what I'm fixated on nipples for. Dr.
You know
Nancy.
what's interesting is how many guys fake orgasms.
Guys fake orgasms too. I don't get that. Why is everybody faking everything? I'm from Thailand. Is it
So
like?
we have somebody from Thailand.
Yes, he's from Thailand, and he would like to seek your advice about doing something. I'm not
I
sure.
would love to do events in Thailand. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he's talking about events, but are you coaches? I would say we're coaches. Why not?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
We
have the spirit.
We got kindred spirit. We can coach a team. When it started as a tomboy relationship, later I felt used, so I quit. Okay. I guess what he's saying is sometimes you start as a. Wait, what am I doing here? I'm trying to there. I think he's trying to say that sometimes you start out as just friends and you get stuck in the friend zone, maybe?
Yeah.
Talking about Nancy's events in Thailand. Did you have events in Thailand?
I would love to have events in Thailand.
But have you had any?
Write me. No, I haven't had any yet, but I'm open.
Do you guys have events regularly? We do this every Thursday. We're the wild women of the Wild West.
And I have events in hedonism. I have a February event for couples and a June event for singles and couples.
Did you hear that?
It's a 7-day retreat. Go to my website.
Go to Nancy Sutton Pierce, DSRPierce.com. All right, you know what I'm saying. Nancy Sutton Pierce. Okay. NSP.
Nancy Sutton Pierce.
All right. So
you just Google Nancy Sutton Pierce. All that crap comes up.
Yeah, I think we've had this question before, and I don't know why this guy loves to ask this question. Would you date a guy who wears tidy whities? And we had this question. We answered it. We don't care. We don't give. What we do care about is if they're dirty, stained, or have holes, or they're stretched out, or yeah. Don't make it disgusting. Don't. We don't want shit stains in there either. Why do I crack myself up?
I have a question here I have to address on my YouTube. So can your guests maybe learn from you? My guests always learn from me in my classes, in my retreats, but I'm not a sex worker. So I hope that answers your question.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. Jeez. I am married and I feel blocked in my marriage because I don't have personal life and I feel boring. I am in Orlando.
I feel boring?
Okay, I'm going to read it again. I'm married and I feel blocked in my marriage because I don't have personal life and I feel boring. I'm in Orlando. That's, vegan happy.
Boring,
yeah.
Stop being boring.
And he said he needs your help. Well, I don't know if he meant I feel bored, I think, because he's in a marriage and it's probably monogamous and he doesn't feel like there's a lot of excitement going on there. And right now is a really tough time in general. So a lot of people are having difficulties. But I would say that, you can talk to someone like Dr. Nancy, or you can also try to introduce different things into your marriage. Bring in the sex toys, watch some porn with her. Talk about fantasies.
I have a whole program that helps couples reconnect and reignite the fire. So they need to go to my website. I do a retreat for 7 days in Jamaica. I work with couples individually. I give them actually specific practices that they can do. I guide them through it. Most of it is communication.
Right.
And then I give them other practices they can do in private. But I really help couples reconnect and reignite that fire.
And right now, a lot of people need it. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
But in the meantime, if you don't do any of that, try some new stuff. Open up your tool bag of different things and try some new stuff. There's all kinds of things you can do to spice it up.
You know, sexy tool bag.
Everybody needs this little sexy tool bag. You don't even need to spend a lot of money on all these things. You can literally take a piece of ribbon and make a blindfold. Blindfold each other, handcuff each other with the same ribbons. I'm big on ribbons right now. Try doing things that you haven't done. Try different rooms. Try different positions. Try, go to eroticdipsy.com/mom, I think, and listen to audio porn together. There's all kinds of things you can do. Let's see.
If you're feeling, I've always had the opinion. So just so I can preface that if you're bored, it's generally because you're boring.
No. Vegan Happy Fit says he is not making me feel sexually excited. So I think she's not saying she's bored. She's trying to say that their sex life is boring, and he's not making her feel sexual excitement, which I think does happen frequently.
Both people have to. I mean, I just counsel a couple that have been together 7 years. It's a 7-year itch. They're both bored out of their minds, but both of them were waiting for the other person to ignite the fire.
So Vegan Happy Fit, maybe you need to ignite a fire there.
Somebody's got to start it, So if you're the one voicing your unhappiness, start igniting the fire. Seduce.
Well, she's saying I don't feel like anymore myself with my husband, and I would like to try new beautiful experiences. Have you talked to him about it? Like, that's something that you need to express to him and talk to him and see what he has to say. Maybe there's some things that you guys can try that you haven't tried yet.
Absolutely.
How to deal?
But you have to talk to your partner about it.
First, have you communicated Vegan Happy Fit? Have you talked to your husband about it, or boyfriend? Yeah, husband. How to deal with not wanting to wait long before I have sex with a new partner, but wanting to be respected also. Well, we just talked about that earlier in this podcast. Just wait. Push yourself. You can do this. It's called self-discipline. I don't have a lot of it, but try it.
I think I worry that people think it's an all or none deal. That if they're not going to have sex, then they just don't want to touch. And I would say, go with use the sensuality and use that sexual electricity. Enjoy that process.
Otherwise,
make it laugh.
Tease it.
It's like if you're eating this really great meal, you don't want to wolf it down in 5 minutes. You want to savor it. You want to make it last.
Right.
You want to enjoy it. So a lot of people think that it's an all or none deal. There's so much sensuality and pleasure that can be derived working up to the sex.
This is me saying this.
This
is me saying this 4 bases.
Yeah, play baseball.
Play baseball. Stay at first base for a little bit. So Vegan Happy Fit, I did talk to him, and he's always telling me the same thing, that I'm having everything, but I don't. Okay, so it's up to you. You want to change things up a little bit. Bring in some of the tools we just talked about. Try something new. Bring out your vibrator and see what he says. I bet you'll freak out if he watches you play with your vibrator. Just try something new.
You said, Karen, have sex in a different room.
Try it.
Just go to a different room.
Yeah. Or
even in the closet.
Or try a different time of day, or just dress up like a character. Do something like walk around in high heels with nothing on. Men are so visual. I can't imagine that your husband won't get a little bit turned on if you walk around with some spiky high heel boots on. Nancy, I'm sure, has a closet full of them.
I do. And most of them, I can't walk in, but damn, they look good upside down.
Hello there, Fabio from Brazil.
All right, I got a question over here.
What do you got?
So a couple things. One is, do I ever need single men to help with my classes? Not to help with my classes, but we do invite single men to come and learn.
I think he wanted to help you with
in
it.
the new world.
He wanted to help you in case you needed some volunteer models.
And then also on average, how long does a good lovemaking session last from my experience? It's a 24/7 thing.
Ooh.
24/7.
She thinks it's 24/7. Now she's saying you're fucking for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No, she's not doing that. She's saying that.
I didn't say fucking. I said good lovemaking.
Good lovemaking. So, because 90% is up here anyway. A lot of the stuff is going on way before you even come near taking any clothes off. It's mental.
Listen, I'm gonna be really blunt here.
Uh-oh.
Not that I haven't done before.
She's gonna get blunt. I'm turning this up. Let's take a listen. Okay, go for it.
You've got to get blunt. You cannot be bossy and an asshole and demeaning and critical for 16 hours and then at the 17th hour say, let's go make love, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So basically you got to be...
He or she is not going to be into it.
Right.
So you got to be... Kindness is the number one important thing in relationships.
Did you hear that? Let's listen one more time. Kindness is the number one important quality in a relationship.
Yeah, kindness.
I like that one. I think that's right, because who the hell wants to have sex if someone was being mean to you or yelling at you? I wouldn't.
Well, there's nothing like people think they have makeup sex, but there's something pathologic that happens there. But the reality is that when people are mean, that chips away at the desirability of you. Yes,
I have found that to be very true. If I'm in a fight, the last thing I want to do is have sex because I'm just so irritated, until it's resolved, until I feel good about myself in the relationship, I'm not going to have sex. That's it.
Yeah.
You can still cuddle and do other shit, but it's not going to necessarily make me feel relaxed and want to have sex. A real man does not associate with or date another man. What the hell, Muja? What is that macho crap coming out of his mouth?
Yeah, that's not true. Real men have love and have sex with other real men also.
Vegan Happy Fit. Is any of the stuff helping you at all that we're talking about? Because you said I need your advice because I'm really not happy with my husband. But is anything that we've said so far helped? Because we've given you a lot of, I think, very good advice and tips. So let us know if anything has helped.
Well, I would say this person, if they want individual attention, needs to make an appointment with one of us.
Okay. Here you go, Wallace. Saying,
what can I do to get a date with you? Nothing.
There you go. Sorry, Wallace. Anyway, Elizabeth has found you, Dr. Nancy. She looked up your website. She found you. She's going to go to you. She's going to get some help from you. Awesome. It's all good.
Awesome. I'm happy.
Elizabeth.
I love working with people who really want and have passion for having more passion in their lives. And who are ready to do the work. And, I give them fun homework and I give them heart-opening homework and I give them deep digging homework. But I work with people very gently and lovingly. And so, let her know that she'll be safe. You'll be safe and happy, and she's amazing. So if anyone has any questions, we are all out of questions that have been submitted prior to this, and we've got another 5 or so minutes left. So lay those questions on us, or Dr. Nan and I will just talk about the meaning of life and things that. I have a couple of questions here that I got on my thing. So. One, how do you make your partner enjoy your fantasies with you?
That's a good question. How do you make your partner do anything?
That make word always makes me bristle.
Yeah, she's gonna.
No,
You can't make your partner do anything. Let's face facts, okay? Because when you want to control them and make them do something, it's going to upset them, and they'll probably rebel against it by not wanting to do it. So let's just start with that. But there are ways that you can entice somebody to do things that you want to do. If you can talk to them and say how much it would really turn you on by trying new things, I don't have a problem with you suggesting things. See what they think.
And I actually teach a whole class on fantasies.
Yeah.
And taboos.
Yeah.
And
you can talk about fantasizing.
Talking about it. One of the first things that I tell people to do is ask your partner what their fantasies are.
Right.
Instead of just making your partner enjoy your fantasies. That can feel like pressure, and that can be overwhelming. But if you find out first, if you've got these really vibrant fantasies.
Well, what if they say I don't have any?
Then you can say, well, can we create some?
See?
And then I do this whole practice of creating a mutual fantasy.
Does one of them include a yoga teacher?
No.
No. Does one of them include Dr. Patient?
No.
See? You got to go to my fantasy classes, because my fantasy classes are insane.
Well, I don't inject my fantasies on them. I get them to pull into they create a mutual fantasy. So the practice is I say a sentence, and then you say the next one.
Like what? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So I got on an airplane. I didn't know where I was going, and I ended up in a land that I had never been before. And I stepped off the plane, and the air hit my skin, and it was like this warm bath of eroticism. And I turned around, and the thing I saw.
Oh, you turn around and you saw a guy that looked like your all-time fantasy. This guy was so freaking hot that his name was Fabio. I'm just kidding, Fabio. This guy was literally the hottest guy you've ever seen in your life. And he was really into yoga instructors. So I just offered him some free yoga classes. Was it the
he had a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, of course.
And he handed me the helmet, and I put it on, and I climbed on, and I straddled them from behind.
Oh.
And we jumped on this motorcycle, and we whisked off up this mountain to this most exotic, beautiful.
Oh, a place where there was a harem. There was not only was there was about a harem of 25 equally good-looking men in there.
And that's a harem.
They were a harem and a harem, yeah. And all these guys were like, I'm just waiting for you. And they're like, so that's how you do it. Now,
this is how I help people create a joint erotic story.
I love that.
I've done this.
We're going to play that game.
I've done this in a room with 50 people.
Oh, my God.
And I break them up into groups of 10. And they sit around a table or in a circle, and somebody writes it down. And they write down, and they create. I give them like 30 minutes because it takes a while for most people to warm up. And then they have to read their stories aloud to everybody. Oh my God, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Let me tell you something. We should do that. This is homework for next week. For anybody watching this now or later, we want you to write down in one paragraph or two your fantasy. Write down a fantasy.
Okay.
And then we'll read them all, and we'll share our fantasies.
Share all the fantasies. So send us your fantasy, and then we'll read them off next week.
Anyway, it's been a real fun pleasure. It went by like this today. I really had fun with you guys.
Seriously.
And I hope that we can do it again next week. We'll probably be doing it together. We might be doing it together. We love to do things together.
I know.
Anyway, look at how red in the face I am after hearing that fantasy. I was like, whoa. Whoa.
I think we're both flushed.
That fantasy got me going there. Anyway, if you guys got fantasies, let us know. You can reach both of us on where you found us on Instagram or YouTube or wherever you're watching this. We love you guys.
There's a question about where we have events. Karen and I need to do an event together. I think we need to do an event someplace as soon as this stupid fucking virus is over with.
How do you really feel about the virus? Yeah, as soon as this stupid fucking virus is done, we're going to do a Wild Women with Wine event.
I think we should.
And we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to probably be...
How many of you would come to Los Angeles?
Would you come to LA? Would you guys come to LA and meet us and go to an event with us? Because we would love to.
LA and meet us for an evening?
Yay, they would. Okay, glad to hear it. Anyway, guys, it's been real. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Yep, send us your fantasies next week.
Send us your questions. Bye.
And I'll have the full video up on YouTube. It'll be up as time goes by. Check them out every day. There's a new one coming out.
New one, and we have Patreon pages, by the way. If you guys want to check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/Dr. Nancy.
Yeah, support us on Patreon.
Yeah,
we don't have sponsors here, so support us.
Support us on Patreon. Mine is patreon.com/KarenLee. I think. Yeah, that's
and mine's patreon.com/Dr. Nancy.
All right. So you can find us both on Patreon.
Thank you guys for being here.
We love you guys. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.